Hi, hello guys. This is our second session today. After the first one we did, we took a break because we needed to start the computer. It was becoming laggy and also I needed something to chew. Now we are back. We are going to do a marathon of a few other photos. Roughly we did 5, we were supposed to do 12, so that what leaves us with 7. We have 7 more to go. We're going to be faster this time. If you don't understand something and you want an explanation, just ask for it in the comment box, or pick the number in this video, on this video's title. WhatsApp me, maybe with a screenshot of the part that you did not understand, or with an excerpt of the same, or with a photo you want us to edit, and then we'll get that done. I'll take away this video. This is just meant for the introduction. Then I'll take you through the shoot as we proceed. If you're stuck anywhere, feel free to ask questions. If I'm using anything you don't have and you like access to it, maybe color lookup tables or actions or backgrounds, you can also ask for that on in my inbox. Whatever is free, I'll give you free. I'll even mention it in this video. Whatever is paid for, I'll charge you a small cost and you'll afford it, and you'll make your photos epic. What is important in this live is for you to understand the process. Once you understand the process, you can even download a photo online for the background, add it to your images, and they're going to look awesome. If you understand the process, you're going to retouch a photo that doesn't require anything else, and the skin looks great. If you understand the process, you're going to retouch a photo or edit a photo which lighting looks bad, and you will have solved the problem. We are here to solve clients' problems. Once we offer a solution, money follows. My name is Stanley Mitch. Let's begin. Now, our first image is this one. Our first image is this one. We are starting it from camera raw. We're starting it from camera raw. I do have settings that I did in the other images, which is already here, but we are not going to follow that process because we are starting again. We are going to start from the scratch. Now, one of the things you need to do when you're editing a photo is check on what is it that you think should be changed in the image that needs adjustment, and that can be done at that level. And then whatever cannot be done at that level, you take it to the next level and do it there. All right? Yes. Now, at this level, the one thing that we can change is lighting, because this is like Lightroom for Photoshop. Camera Raw is lighting for Photoshop. Here you can do coloring, you can do grading, you can do everything else except liquify, writing text and stuff like that. Now, let's begin. Now, I want to do correction of lighting. Like you can see, the highlights are clipping. Now, if we take the highlights down, we have solved that problem, but this is too far, so we take it high slightly so that we can lower the whites. Now, if you lower the whites for very deep, finally the photo lacks the pop, the glow, the glitter. You see that one? That one. So you don't want to lower your whites to 0. You better do that with the highlights, but not with the whites. But if it calls for it, do exactly the same. So we are going to lower them both, and then raise the vibrance up to a point where the colors feel good. Now that feels good. Then we raise the exposure slightly, like that. You see? And then now if you wanted to grade the skin, this is where you do it in the calibration. Let me show you. If you adjust a thing here, you see it's adjusting the color of the skin uniformly very well. So if you think it had so many yellows and you want it to be slightly magenta-ish, reddish, you can get it there very easily. You see, in the green channel, you can add the yellows that you lost. You see, in the blue channel, you can intensify or take away from whatever you've already done. So here you can easily grade your image until it looks great. Now it is what it was earlier, except that now it has better skin, less magentas and blue. Now let's say we wanted to change the blue of the dress slightly. Now we are not doing it here, you're going to do it in grading, here in color grading. Here in the in color mixer, sorry, we are going to find the channels that are blue, like this one, and then we can make that adjustment. The channels that have a little purple, so we can decide depending on the best way to edit is when you are the one that shot them, or you actually show the client, so that you know that your edit will not change what you're editing completely. Now I'm changing the hue so that the dress is much bluer than it is magenta, then her skin is much orange than it is reddish and magenta-ish, so that we have that teal orange within the dress code and the skin, even when the background is black. Are we good? Yes, we are. Now at that point, before I continue, this is how you configure your camera raw. You come here on the color space, change nothing here, but in color space pick Pro Photo RGB because it has more colors within it. In the color depth, pick 16-bit. Do not change anything in this category of resizing, but you can sharpen it high for screen, right? Or sharpen it standard, however you want it. Maybe if you see what I'm doing, you'll understand. Low, see it's changing slightly. Maybe let me press OK, zoom this so you can see. You click here, you are the sharpening. We said Pro Photo RGB, the color space is wide, but then later we are going to convert it to sRGB because of online forums. They might adjust your color slightly. Now you see, if you do high, it sharpens, low, de-sharpens, standard. The change is small, but it affects something. But what is important, most important here in this category is Pro Photo RGB in the color space, 16-bit color, especially if your camera can shoot 16-bit. There are photos that can only be 8-bit, and there are cameras that shoot even lesser than that, especially people who are using D50, D90. Also, toggle open in Photoshop as smart object so that you don't have to change it all the time from here. So just that, then press OK. Now we have the correct setup. After you have done your adjustments to adjust for the color and the lighting, like that, now you see the before and after. Now you open it in Photoshop. You see, up to that point, most of the things that you need to do are already done, so you don't have to redo them again. That's the why. If you like what you are doing here and you're finding this very informative, click the like as you watch, and hit us with a subscribe. It goes a long way in making our channel grow. We need to grow this channel, and so that we can also invite more people to come and learn for free at no cost. The only thing you need to do for us is a subscription. So we start from the teeth this time. We've followed many other procedures, but let's start from the teeth. The teeth are yellow, so we take away the yellow, we lighten it up. You see, it's looking way better. So we invert that, Control I on the keyboard, or you double click it and press invert like that, and then pick a brush that's white, then come to your image and then paint it in. You need it half hard so that it does not smear the places into the places you don't want to see it, because the teeth are individual teeth. You shouldn't edit them. As though it's one big thing that you slide your brush from right to left just because you want to take away the yellow. No, you follow the alignment of the teeth and you edit it tooth after tools. Do not overdo it, just do enough. Right, so we call that teeth. We duplicate it. We call the other one eyes, because it might require a different approach. So go to eyes and paint it in the eye white. Do not touch the corners of the eye, even here, just the part that is supposed to be white only. Paint that one. The only part you're supposed to paint in, on the part that is supposed to be white. If the eye turns gray, I've already shown you what to do. Just attach a select color, neutrals, and then clip it, and then take away the blues. It's going to be slightly warmer. Whatever adjustments you make here will reflect. It will be like grading for the eye white. Whatever you want to see, I think slightly there is great. Now you see, up to that point, we have retouched we have cleaned up the eyes, and we have great colors. You could even stop here, depending on how far you'd like to take your images. Having come from, let me look for that image. Having come from here, you can see already the far that we've gone. So you could settle there and send the image, especially for the people that charge less, like 50 bob, 100. You have no business editing for 2 hours a photo that was paid 50 bob. People should get what they pay for. However, for people that charge more like me, we don't have that luxury to stop. Now, I take a screenshot of everything. That is Control Shift Alt E. Control plus Shift plus Alt plus E. You take a screenshot or make a copy of what we have here, like that. Then if you want to take a screenshot, you just come at the top of everything and then Control Alt Shift Alt E, you take a screenshot or a stamp visible here. But let's work from below here, that thing. Let's keep one process consistent, so that once you learn, then one day you'll make adjustments for yourself. Rasterize this layer so that we can remove the spots. So spot healing brush tool, this one, and then we click through. If a blotch is large, just paint it, all of it, not just a part of it, all of it. The essence of this is making the skin even. So if you find a place where the skin is not the same color as another, part of retouch is evening out the tones of the skin. I've said earlier in other images when I'm editing that I know I take away a dimple there, here, this one, but who cares? Relax. I do not think I did not see it. I did. It's my image. Stop getting angry. When you edit yours, just leave it there. Just one day I'll explain to you why I did that and why I do that sometimes. Even some marks I'm taking away are permanent fractures, like from an accident. Scars that will never go away, so that even if I take them away, the person you meet will have the scar and it's not new, so you know it's old. And you wonder why you never saw that in their photos. But you see, they don't pay us to shoot reality. They pay us to give them a fantasy. And that's what we do. That's why Photoshop. Otherwise, we'll shoot and send. See? Very nice. A color lookup on top of everything. I like a V6, so we go get it. You see what it's doing to skin? Very nice. Now I have everything done. The only thing left is the background, and that's where we're going. So we'll keep everything the way it is, put it in a group, leave it there, call it retouch. Now we come back to deal with the background. Sawa. The very first step is making a copy. Control J, Control L for levels, and then we take away the contrasts, raise the lighting slightly so that select subject, you'll see the edges. Select subject. Yeah, like that. You can see it's leaving out parts which we are not going to try solve now, because we are going to do that in the next step, except this part that I believe is possible to solve. The rest are hard to solve. Let's try, just so that I show you what it is like. Now we did a smaller brush to try and minus this part. Inverse to add that part. And then minus this part. It selected something it shouldn't. If you can hear me, you can just type and say I hear you, sir. If you are watching a recording of this at a later date, still feel comfortable to tell us where you're watching it from, which country, which county, which estate, or rather which state, depending on whether your country has estates or has states. So there's a difference between the estates and states. In Kenya we have estates. Some countries just have states, like the United States. See? So tell us where you're watching us from. If you like or learning something from it, just hit. As you can see, I'm changing from plus and minus to include and exclude something that I feel should have been excluded, or no, that it should have been excluded or included, and vice versa. Tell us where you're watching us from, even if you're watching a a recording of it at a later date, and even if you're watching live, just tell us where you're watching us from. If you like what you're doing here, hit us with a like on the video and subscribe, because we are going to stream this on a daily. If you don't see me streaming on a day, it means I had way too many bookings for photo shoots, because I need time to shoot what I'm editing. I'm not like an online editor. We are a studio based in Kenya, Githurai 44. So there are times we'd like to edit, but we have nothing to edit either, because it's already edited. All we needed to edit is done. Or we have to shoot more because a client has booked us, and we cannot be editing while we're supposed to be shooting. I love shooting more than I love to edit, but because this is a necessary demon, I have to do it. It makes my works look better. I see it as cleaning potatoes after you have dug them up for someone. If you're selling someone something and you decide to wash it up before you give it to them, or wiping up of a soda can bottle after somebody has bought and it has ice on it or dust and you dust it out. Now this is what editing is. You took the photo was great, the lighting was awesome, but you want to clean it up. You see? So that, because think about it, I have a camera, another person has a camera. I have lights, another person has lights. I have backdrops, someone else has backdrops. If we learned from the same person, maybe a Dorama TV on how to shoot, chances are we'll set up lights the same way and come up with more or less the same results. Now, it means that if a client comes and finds me absent, they can come to you or whoever other person for the shoot, because what difference does it make if they come to me or come to you? But this editing is the one that separates men from boys. Now I mount that on a solid color just to check that everything else is done right, so that if there's something left out, we add it. If there's something like this part, but if my editing is very different, that makes my work stand out, that my saturation is different from the saturation you set off for, that I shoot black and white and you don't, now that is the reason where that will be the reason why someone comes to me, finds me absent and decides to wait, because my works are not like yours. That's why someone will come to you, find you absent and wait, because if they come to me, they'll find something completely different, because editing separates one creative from another, because your eye is not my eye. Even shooting does, but for the most time, we don't have anything original in shooting. Most of us will check Pinterest, see what other people have done and do it. You see? Nothing new. But editing, we are likely to come up with very different results. If I was doing a saturation slider, I might stop at a different part than you, and that will make for a different image. You see, when I was picking radius for retouching, radius value, then I might settle for a different one than you. That will result to different texture of skin, and that might be what the client likes about your work and not mine, or what they like about my work and not yours. Now most is included, as we can see. Let's do this part. Now inverse it, just to confirm that everything else is included like it should. You go step by step, and if you find, like we've already removed freckles with spot healing brush tool, if you find one that you didn't, now would be the time to know there is a part that has an error that requires your attention. Like here, there's an issue, so you're going to take away from this part with a black brush, like that, so that we can make it white. Come in with a smaller brush and draw a cleaner curve. Like that. If you make a mistake, undo. To undo, you press Ctrl Z, Ctrl plus Z, or to press Ctrl and Z together. I don't know whether pressing it once it works. It doesn't. You press Ctrl then Z. Yes, not Ctrl and Z together. Ctrl then Z. So Ctrl then Z. Command plus Z. Right. Now we have what you are looking for. So we create two groups. One for the subject So we copy this. If it has a hole in between, Alt click the mask. If it has a hole in between, that's for the background, BG, and you copy that one, click it while pressing Alt, then invert it, Control I, because it has white in between, that is for SB, the subject. So everything we put in there will affect the subject. You see, anything we do out here will affect the background. Now we press down on Control and double click this mask to load the selection. Then we come to the layer which we want to adjust. You will notice that I've switched off this one. This one was just a check layer so that you can see the edges. We want to edit it when it's like this, not when it's this bright. Sawa. Sawa, for those who don't understand French, it means okay. Then we run the Brian Umo background cleaner action. We can use the manual way, but it's taking long, yet we have 8 images to edit. Just click through. If you need this action, just ask for it. I'll send you a link. Now that's done. Now we need a background, so we go to my library of downloaded backgrounds. I have many backgrounds, so go to my library of downloaded backgrounds, look for something I want to use. It's for birthday. Let's try this. Change the blend mode to a blend mode that makes it light, like that. You see, this is better. Then put it in the BG group. It goes through the background. Now, you see, and then you put on the retouch. The image is almost done. Now all we need to do so that we are left with these writings is just add levels, Control L while selecting that layer. Add contrast to it, a lot of contrast, then add lighting to it. Now we'll be left with this line alone, so we'll go to it, we are going to add a mask around it, a selection with the marquee, put a mask to it on it, and then blur it up, like feather it up so that the edges are smooth and it blends well with the background. Now that is possible to move around wherever we want, you see. Now we don't want it to compete with her, so we are going to blur it up maybe a number of times. Yeah, there. We make a copy and blur it further. We double click the Gaussian blur and increase the blur so that it glows more. Then we duplicate it again and then blur it more. You see the way it lights. Very nice. Now from there, we just need to add a levels up there or curves and drop the lighting so that it's dark, because to see light you need darkness. And then we use a black brush and light a part of it so that it's bright, right where the wordings are, like that. Now you can see, let's take this down slightly. As you can see, now the image is clean, retouched, edited like that, and it's branded for birthday. We always say, rather I always say that if you look at a photo, you don't get the message, then the photo is poorly done. Now, if you look at this photo, you might not know what it's for. But if you look at this one, you will know what it's for. That's what I mean. Exactly. At least you understood. Let's continue. Now, we need branding. I've said this a million times. Everything is branded, including your phone and even the microphone I'm using. Even the computer is called Hisense, TV, HP, Dell. All those have brands. Why not your work? So, do not underestimate your work to the level of thinking that it's not important for you to have your works branded. If that was the case, then Safaricom lines would never read Safaricom. Your computer would never read that name, it reads HP. Your Dell computer won't. Actually, we take too much pride in saying I bought myself a HP computer because that's what a brand is for. That's why we have Coca-Cola. You see? Do not underestimate what you're offering the world. That is what they bring to the market. Your skill is what you bring to the market. You might as well publicize it. Make the world know that this is my work. You are not even asking whether you should. Make it so clear that if anyone wants a place where people don't brand their works, that's not your studio. They can go elsewhere. But before you do that, ensure your work is so good that they are going to overlook your conditions. Right. Now, we smoothen the skin. There is another way I know. You just take a copy, turn it to linear light, inverse it, make it smart object, then high pass, and then Gaussian blur. So let's change the value for high pass. This thing, you do them as you can see. If it looks right, it is right. And then change the values for Gaussian blur. More of it will mean it clears up. Less of it will mean smoothens up. You see? Very nice. Now, high pass is too much. Let's take it low slightly. And take Gaussian blur back slightly. If you don't see the difference, then you need to try very high numbers for everything so that you just see what it does. Then you can come back and clear it up later in other ways. You see? Now it makes it soft. So, and I don't like what it looks like. light, sorry. Let's change this to lesser value. Yeah, like that. Now you see, you can see the smoothened part. Then you add a negative mask or a mask, then invert it. Then pick a brush. Then with 100% opacity, painting what the effect that you just created. Maybe you don't see much, but let me zoom it in. You see? That's the difference it makes. You can have more of that if you reduce the Gaussian blur. You can have more of that if you reduce Gaussian blur, and less of it if you increase Gaussian blur. So let's continue. There is not just one way of retouching skin. I've used 3 since I started editing in these live streams. Use whatever looks simple for you. Leave the eyebrows, the eyelashes, especially for those who add them during makeup. Leave the smile lines, leave the dimple alone. You can pass by near it but not on it. If you must pass on it because of many inconsistencies, then reduce the flow of your brush. Or if you're using a tab, then press less hard. I need a mask to stop me, so I'll hold on Control and double click the subject mask so that I don't paint outside. I just paint within the skin area so that I'm restricted. I don't need to stop my hand, I can just move. Leave this line for your own good. Leave the jewelry alone. Leave the tattoos alone. If you retouch tattoos, they blur up. They look like they were poorly done. And your client are not going to be happy about it. I've said before, when you're retouching skin, remember it should be everywhere. Skin should be everywhere. You don't just retouch the face and leave the hands looking like they were feasted on by mosquitoes, saying, but I retouched your images. We are retouching skin, not face. Skin. It just happens that the face has skin. The hands do, the legs do. They are visible in the image. Retouch all those. When you're evening tones, don't just do that for the face. Do that everywhere. Leave the knuckles alone. They're supposed to be slightly rough, as you see them. If you are watching a recording, tell us where you're watching us from. If you're watching a live, tell us where you're watching us from. If you like what you're doing here, hit us with a like and a subscribe. We appreciate it. I'm dishing out to you knowledge that I dish out at Matty J's, at my studio if you want to pay for the academy, though that one is inclusive of both this and the shooting. Photography, both the shooting, set design, lighting, light setups, props, posing, and editing. I'm taking away from the tattoos because tattoos should look sharp. Sure the tattoos, the ornaments, necklace are untouched by your retouch. Now you see, she's smooth. The legs.
Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow.
Now I want to add this highlight to skin, so I'll go to color range.
Each step a gentle promise. Oh, the magic.
Expand the lighting so that I can see highlights. Then on top of it, I'm going to add curves adjustment layer like that. So I'll put it on top of everything, then invert it, put it in a group, invert it, then paint it back. See that highlight? That. I just feathered it up so that my painting doesn't look harsh. That highlight is super awesome. It makes your images pop. And the skin shine. But people don't like it on their face, so do not add it to the cheeks. Client might not be pleased to see it. Now the image is done. Feather it up slightly. Further. Right. Very nice. Now we export it. That's done. We just fit it to the canvas to be sure that we have everything we need, that it looks the way it should, and then save. You export it to whatever folder you had decided that's where the photos that you export goes to. Next, this is 55. Next is 87. Now that we've already done camera raw for one image, we are not going to redo it, and this is the advantage, because if you do it like this, then it means your photos begin to look the same. Reason, because they have the same adjustments. Because if you keep adjusting it to the tune of your eyes, at some point you are likely to settle for I'm doing this so that the skin looks rich. We've done that in other edits. We bring down the blacks, the skin looks very rich. You are going to settle for different results many times, and you might receive a complaint that why doesn't this dress in this picture look like that dress in that picture? But then if it doesn't for certain reasons, because of lighting, no problem. You just select that dress. And handle it separately. You handle it separately. I'm using quick selection tool. I add the areas that I feel should be part of the dress. I want to handle it separately so that I have its colors right. Levels, I need contrast on it, then blues on it. I need to put it here so that I can compare. Yeah, it's about that. But then I need a green, some green. Perfect. Now it's perfect. Now they look the same. You can see. Maybe still some green is necessary. I'm a fan of colors. I love colors a lot. So if you see me overdoing saturations and stuff part different from how you do them, just know that's my taste. Now we've done the dress. Now we do the background. Let's take a screenshot of everything. Control Alt Shift E. Now we start again. Now we're treating this as the first part. So we go to liquify. And push in a few things. As you push out others, there's a part here that would look great if it was outside. That part. You don't want to add anything, you just want to push in something. Because usually when you push one thing, the other thing that was up outside looks way bigger. For instance, and I will undo this, if I push the waist in, let me look for a smaller brush, like this as will look bigger without adding it. That's what I'm saying. Instead of increasing a part, just reduce the nearest part to it, the adjacent part to it, and it will certainly look smaller. The part that you leave alone will look bigger, even if you did not increase it. But if something looks deformed or the shape doesn't look right, nothing is stopping you from doing it right. I make a copy of that, and now, zoom in. I've made another copy yet, so that I can retouch the wall. I'm using the quick selection tool. The tool that is selected has this rectangular circle in it. Even if I select another one without mentioning anything, that rectangle is going to shift. Then you will see the tool I am using, and you can have your image and follow along. I need to also say that a great image is a great image from the shooting, not necessarily from the editing. If you have good raw material, you're likely to have a great product at the end of it all. So if you're the one that shoots, become a better photographer. You're going to love the results you get when you edit. Because if you are not a great photographer, we're going to take away this light, but we shall return it in due time, or we create it first before we go anywhere. So we'll take a gradient, make it radial, make it red, double click this part, start it as white that is yellow, so white that nears yellow, end it at red, like that. Let's make this one a little deeper yellow, like that. Move it, make it smaller. And then turn it, change the blend mode to linear dodge, color dodge. You see, now we have the light, so we switch it off. Let's call it light just for the sake of it. Then we come back and content aware fill these parts. Just select them, go to edit and pick content aware fill. Now you see the background is cleaned. As you can see, the computer is faster because we restarted it. Sometimes when your computer is very slow and you're taking forever, all you need is not prayer, it's just a restart, a simple restart. Right, then you see, now you can bring back the light, correct? Now to put it where it's supposed to be, you need to enlarge it slightly, like that, then pull it in. You notice it has no difference from one that was in there. We're just justifying the presence of the light on her by just putting this one on. You're not done yet. Select subject. So make a copy. Control J, then Control L. We reduce contrast slightly so that select subject can see the girl. And then on it, we drop select subject. Zoom in. See, it's done a great job. Very. Only few parts require adjustments. Most of the other parts are done good. That's how you select subject from a dark photo, or rather from a photo shot in a dark background. If you select it in the dark, it won't see anything. I'll do a practical once I'm done correcting this mask here. If it refuses, we're going to use it in the check layer. Nyobera ngoro ya gũgwĩtigĩra Mwathani, ndĩrĩ nĩ ihoya ndahoya ndĩ mbere yaku, nĩguo hotage gwĩka maũndũ mothe. You can correct that part, so you just add a check layer, which is a solid color. Let's pick a color that is completely different. Yes, that's a good one. Bright, luminous green. Right. Then we select the mask, not the vector, and then we begin to add the areas that select subject missed. You need it hard, not soft, so that you can have a clean hard edge. A clean hard edge separation from the background. Kuligana na wedi waku Mwathani, nyobera ngoro ya gũgwĩtigĩra Mwathani, ndĩrĩ nĩ ihoya ndahoya ndĩ mbere yaku. As we discussed in the other images, in the other edits, is that you scroll from head to toe, confirming that the selection is great. If it's not, you make it great. That's why you are the editor. If you're not sure, you just switch it off, see whether what is left out is something you should include or leave out. You might include a part that was supposed to be left out. So just switch off, confirm, and all.
Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home.
We are coming back to the feet. There is a part that we need to adjust. Right, we're done. So that is Control 0 to fit it to the canvas. Inverse, Control I. We are inversing the mask so that we can see the parts that are also now included that are supposed to be excluded, like this part.
Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you crave.
It's hard to see parts like those unless you are closely zoomed in and that you have inversed the mask so that you see it from the other end. Your selection is not clean until you have seen it from both ends. If you have seen it from both ends, when it is selected and when it is not, then you know that the selection is clean, the selection is good. There is this part which might not make much of a difference in the grand scheme of things, but just for the sake of it, let's add it.
Underneath the silver skyline, where the street
Just click,
hum.
drag.
In the night where the restless hearts come.
You can draw curves or click very many times along the path where you want to
Each step a gentle promise.
include. If it touches a little inside, don't cry about it, whether it's not inside the skin. Then we said you just click brush, then show that it's white, then Alt backspace. It's done once. Now scroll down. We are using the green so that we can see what we are doing, not because the green is going to be the background. If it looks ugly, bear with me for now. You're going to like it. We add this. We said that shadows, contact shadows of the feet or of the person should be included together with the background but excluded from the subject, so that when we are blurring and smoothing the background, the shadows smoothen together with the background, so that the background is the subject is left clean. Backspace. Like that. Now selection is good. Again, two groups, 1, 2. In the first group, we copy the mask, Alt, and drag it up. Then if it has a hole inside which is black, then this one is for the background. Copy it up by holding Alt down, then click Alt and click it again. If it has black, should be for the background, so inverse it, Control I, so that it's for the subject. Press B. Now everything we want to affect the subject will be this and background this. Now we switch off the check layer. Now we double click this mask while holding down on Control. Remember, this was just a check layer to keep everything bright for us to see the selection, so we don't need to. But now, for now, we need to first separate the top from the bottom. So we'll take the bottom first so that we can smoothen the top, and then switch it off and smoothen the bottom. When you have deactivated a layer, you pick the one below and then play the Brian Umo background cleanup. Like I said earlier, you could use the manual method. The problem is that it takes long. You don't have forever. Now we do it again, double click, and then put it on because we need it for reference, and then take away the top, like take away the selection from the top, so that we are left with the bottom, so that we can smoothen that one. Switch it off again, then we smoothen the bottom. Try and more. One expansion, two feathering, and then we are good. Now, as you can see, we have cleaned up everything, right? Now, the next in the process is to add an element in the background. So I'll go get a light so that it makes sense to have everything we have there. You might never even put back this one. You might not. So, regulars. We bring a light, the circular, and then you add it to the background group, like that. You see, it fits like a jigsaw puzzle. Change that blend mode to one that makes it light, like that. Then let's look for hue. Control U. Change it until the color is reddish, if we can find it. Somewhere there. See, somewhere there. It's reddish. You can even try colorize. So double click, then try colorize, and then go around. You'll find the color you are looking for. Then, because it's too hard and we don't want it to compete for attention together with the subject, we blur it up. Gaussian blur. So we don't need 200, we just need a little of it. Like that. Now you see, it seems to justify the presence of this lighting. So you are turning the color to magenta reddish, so that maybe you're wondering why I'm calling it reddish. Let me add a hue saturation and sample it. See, it's reds, that's why. So that it matches with the color that is peeling on the girl, to justify that, so that it acts like a motivational light. If you know lighting, you know what motivational light is. So that it seems that the light on her is coming from that ring light. You see? Now we need contrast on it, so Control L, and then we pull contrast on it, because you don't want it this bright. We need to tone it down like that. Then raise this up so that the source is a little hot, like that. Reduce its opacity slightly, like that. Now you see, perfect. Even if we put this one on, if we don't, no difference. It will do this will do the most. Now we can add a color lookup on top of everything. Here, we can add the color lookup that I like to use. V6. Look good on skin. We can leave it on everything like it is now, or we can drop it in the subject group so that it affects the subject alone. It's up to you, depending on the look you're going for. And you can still drop it in the subject group, but then leak a little of it through density to the background. You see, like that. Then we can go in there and reduce its opacity. Perfect. Branding. like that. The image is done, completely done. If you need to smoothen the skin, you're going to use another process again. It's not because the one we used last can't work, but we are here to learn. So we make a copy of this twice. No, once should be enough, so that we then convert it to smart object. Then duplicate it, then put both in a group, switch off the one above. On the one below, go to noise, love, dust and scratches. Pick a good value here in the radius, the one that makes it look less textured or no texture at all. So for this one, that one is smooth, very smooth. You can also add the threshold, which that should retouch like the whole image once. So let's make less of it so that it doesn't look like green. Yeah, there. Then on the one above, we put it on, make it overlay in the blend modes, and then go to filter, other high pass, and then you suggest a small value that adds just enough texture on that skin, like that. Now, let me zoom out. Take it away from the dark areas, so double click, blend if, then while pressing Alt, click once, and then split these two. And then on the other one, click and split these two, so that it also leaves the highlight areas like that. Next, add a mask and invert it, or just press mask while pressing down on. Now the subject's mask is the one we want, so that it stops us from painting outside. Then we paint everything, or we add everything to that mask. Let me show you. We copy that mask here while pressing down on Alt. Now it is on the subject alone. We put a group to it, and then this one works on the dress, so we minus the dress one, like that. Now it's not on the dress, so we only left to take it away from the hair, and the hair is simple because it's black. So again, we put it in another group, and then double click it, and then take it away from the black areas. So click, or just push them first, push them both like that, then split it until it leaves your hair. Push this in slightly. There'll be a sweet spot where it won't be on your hair. But it will be on your skin. Now perfect. Now on this, now we inverse it, now we paint it. You realize that even if we paint carelessly, we won't make mistakes because we are stopped by everything else. We said leave the tattoos alone. There's a part there that requires a little more retouch. So we are going to adjust few values of some things here.
Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances.
Let's bring back that black point
Cafes fill the
slightly.
while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days.
Let's continue.
Tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me.
Leave this line alone.
Every corner
Every
every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home.
If there's a part or an explanation you don't understand, just type it in the comment box. I'll find other words saying the same thing so that you get it. I'm here for you to learn.
Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight
The objective of this class is that by the end of every session, you should have learned one new thing or learn how to perfect one of the things you've been doing already.
Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets.
Now you see,
Oh, city
we're good.
sky, you cradle
Now we can add contrast to that
every corner tells a
whole image
every
because it's very bright.
in this peaceful symphony, we find a place
Like that, but then we'll take it from the feet, away from the feet, so that she doesn't think she has darker feet than she has the body. Then blur it up, feather it up like that. Nice. You can see the image is done.
underneath
The branding is right there.
where the street
Let's find it and take it up.
city whispers in the night where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams lost in the neon glow.
Put it on top of everything so that it's brighter.
A gentle promise, oh the magic we
Export.
don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies
Next,
as the moonlight dances near. Cafes
this is
fill
87.
laughter while the world disappears.
58, 48.
Glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony,
Now let's try what we did
we find
previous.
a place to
See how bad it is?
with the
Because this is a complete different series of images.
we're
Now
never far from
we undo that. Make it a little cold. Come to calibration and calibrate the colors of the skin so that they look yellow and warm. Yellow, orange and warm, not cold and blue. like that. Now that is good to start with. Select subject. Missed out on parts, so we adjust those.
Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears.
We are trying to exclude and include parts that quick select tool did not do a good job in. If anything fails, we are going to solve it in the check layer step, which is the next step. Because this will not get anything right completely. It gets most of it, but not everything. But it forms for a good start point.
Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place.
We didn't do the check layer, sorry. So let's do the check layer. Solid color. Pick a strong bright color. This is almost like the background, so let's pick a strong green so that we can go through and be sure that everything we need included is included. And so is everything that we need excluded that has been excluded. This part requires inclusion.
Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat.
Then we invert it so that we see it from both sides.
with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam. With the city as our heartbeat, we're never far from home.
Remember we said if you don't know how to use this pen tool, you just click and then drag to the direction where you want that curve. If I drag it up, the curve goes the reverse, you see, like that. So if I did this, it will be wrong, but I need to do this. Pull it back, pull it in, you'll see how it goes. Keep practicing until you get it right. If you don't know how to make those curves, you can just click very many times along your way where you want that curve to pass, and it will make for a selection. The end justifies the means, provided you end up with a good one. But mostly, if you cannot even draw up a clean curve, you are not very likely to even click those right, because it's all in the hand. If your hand has not exercised enough, you will struggle with that. My advice is keep practicing. Now I need two groups, 1, 2. Then I put a mask there. If the inside is white, that's for the subject, SD. And then I copy that mask, because I cannot have two looking the same. I click Alt and click once. If it is white inside, I invert it, Control I, then it should be for the BG background. Now I double click the subject mask and then take away the bottom first so that I can smoothen the wall separately. We confirmed that if we do it once for the whole image, there's going to be a smudge at the horizon. And then
in this peaceful symphony.
Now we do the bottom.
Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow.
And you realize the more we edit, the more I don't talk much, because most is a repeat. Once you have understood the first and the second, the rest is just a mention here, a mention there, a call out for something that I think is important as we finish the troop of many images. We do the eyes.
Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears.
Now we paint it back in the places that are supposed to be white. You can see they're not really white, it's just gray. We're going to deal with it in a few. We've done that before. We attach select color, neutrals, clip it, and then just take away the blues. The color will be right. If we add any of these lines, we'll make it white, which is less strike bluish, and it's going to be fine. Now we continue painting on the mask below. Hope I'm not confusing you. Like that. Now you see, done. Now the teeth.
Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter.
Now you see,
All the world disappears.
everything is done. Because we are humans, we overdo things, so we reduce the opacity of this slightly.
Memories of
Yeah, so that there's a clean blend.
tapestry of
Lesser.
lives entwined in harmonious
Yes, like that.
ballets.
I think I'll need
You cradle me in your warm
a different one for the teeth. So
every corner tells a story,
I'll do this.
every face
First, I add that
in this peace
the teeth only. Then I make a copy
we
of
find
that,
a place
take away that mask, so that I can create one for
as our heart
clip it again.
never falls.
Then so I can add that one for the eyes, right? But then for the eyes, I need it with a little more blues. so that it's whiter. So I inverse the mask and paint it back. Like that. Of course, V6. I don't know whether there will be an edit where you want to do a V6. If there is one, I'll call it out. V6 is a color lookup that we are using a lot, many times. If you want it, you just ask for it, either in my WhatsApp or on the comment section, something like that. I need to know you're interested. Don't just want to float things in the internet that nobody is interested in. Now I'm editing the skin, retouching it, because with that V6 I can easily see those spots. I'm using the spot healing brush tool. The problem with these lives, I cannot even listen to music. Because if I listen to music, then they'll copyright my live videos. And if I mute my microphone, I might want to speak, having forgotten that I muted the microphone. Then I realize later, after I've done editing, that you never heard me even once. And then the process of first muting the song so that I can talk to you, tell you what I need to say, then mute the microphone, then play the music again. See, it's a lot of paperwork. So you see, I have to sacrifice my fun for you. I'm not saying that you should be grateful, but I'm saying it's your time to learn. That your learning doesn't come at no cost. There is a cost. I could easily do this without explaining. I could easily do this without recording, like I've done very many years. But I figured I'll age before I have transferred the knowledge I have to the world, which someone young like me would pick from me and become what I have become in my old age, when they are still young and make much more of themselves, and maybe help someone from despair. See? Because nobody was born for themselves, everybody was born for another. If you're not supposed to marry them, you're supposed to teach them. If you not teach them, show them. If not show them, take them. Something them, it's something for them. You are intended for them. You're intended for women. Women are intended for men. Women are intended for other women also. Because a woman might know something another woman will benefit from. So I'm fitting the background, but I need to drop it in the BG group and then change the blend mode to one that works. Let's run through all this, see which one looks good. I like the saturation, so I might come back to it. Saturation is good, so you take it low. I like what it looks like. It's awesome, very awesome. This skin is great here, it's not great down here. So inside in the subject group, we need to just add curves right on top. My head is hitting me. Raise this part, lower this part, and then add colors to it. The first color here is reds, and the other color is yellow. Then put it in a group with an inverse mask. Put it in a group. Press Alt, click the mask, it will come inversed already. Then pick a brush with white, a flow of about 20, because a part up here is much yellower than it is down here, so I don't want equal brush strokes on every part. Then I paint it. I need it with a good feathering, like that. See, the part that I want more, I paint more. The part that I want less, I paint less. The part that I want it soft, I reduce it even further, so that the flow is gradual. As you can see now, the hands are uniformly toned, right? Now we feather that, correct, like that. Lower it slightly, like that. Now you see the difference. Very nice, very nice. Let's retouch this face using a Shazam auto retouch action. So it looks good, I love it. I need very small values of the retouch for the sake of it. So retouch, auto retouch, play, then a value like 27. I think that looks good. You'll adjust it if you need to. Now the texture. Maybe less, like that. Okay. This line needs not to be there, so inverse it, take it away from here. It's retouching stuff it shouldn't. Now you see, the skin looks way even. We load the subject mask, then we go down on it. I don't mean what you're thinking. And then if there's a part that we feel requires more strokes, stroke it up. Again, I don't mean what you're thinking. Perfect. Now we need some contrast to it. It's too very bright. Less light. Like that. Then light the face. Like that. And then reduce on the retouch to about 70. We're not trying to create a new person here. 60 looks good. Yes. Done. Now we do the exporting. First review, give it out. Color embedded, convert to sRGB because we're done with the Pro photo. $57.48, $57.95. 95 is the next one. Now this, because it's similar to the other one, might benefit from what we did to the previous image because they are more or less the same, except that this one has a lot of highlights. So you're going to take the highlights down, not the shadow, sorry, the highlights, so that the dress looks right. Like that. Let's start by copying the V6 here. You see the results. Looks awesome. A little less. Again, we need to color the highlights because they are very white. So we go to selective color white, chalk them with blacks, and then color them up with the other sliders until they have a color that is the color of skin, so they stop looking white. You can now see they look yellow. You see? The highlights have now a color that makes sense, except that it's going to the dress as well, which is not desirable. So we need to strain it to the skin, which we will in a few after we've done select subject. We'll use the one in the background. We'll do the copying of the background and so on, don't worry. This is just supposed to help us deal with that problem. So we delete this mask, add it so that it's restrained for the subject, put it in a group, an inverse mask, so that we can paint it on skin only with the white. I need a flow of 100, sorry. I was wondering why nothing is happening. I need to caution you that if you pass through the eyes or the teeth that were initially white will turn yellow. So for your own good, when you're doing this coloring of highlights, remember not to pass through the eyes, because you'll again add another problem of having to whiten the eyes, yet probably you didn't need to. So we take it away from the eyes, the black brush. You see, too much yellowness that was just added by that. But the eyes still have more yellowing, so you're going to take it away using a different hue saturation. Select the yellow, then take it up, then paint it back from an inverse mask with a white brush. Then you paint it. That way the eyes are clean. The teeth look just fine. You see? Very nice. From what we had to what we have, you can see the difference that it makes. If you want to have this skin, you still can bring it up here. But of course, you need to remember the skin we have for the others. Maintain the outlook of the person. If you set off for one, go by that. Something must kill a man. Duplicate the background, rasterize it. It's time to begin treating the background because we haven't. So we take freckles, spot heal the spots on the background, the wrinkles and stuff, patches, white spots, anything that we can use this brush for. Even a big thing like this, still can use that brush and take it out comfortably. The next thing is this part. We need to decide whether we are leaving it there or not. I'm not the type that can leave it there, so let's see whether the other selection had. No, it doesn't. So we just need to get a pen tool, select it carefully, I click on Alt while using the clone tool so that I can clone the areas around this light so that I can paint in. I can cover up that space. I can even just paint in anything. It can be just anything. And, I'll make it brighter. It's very easier to do that. It's much easier to do that. So I add levels to it, raise the lights, add the magentas, the reds, sorry. Now you see, it looks just like what was there. Add the yellows. You just need to know which sliders makes what. And it's very easy to cook up things in Photoshop and fill spaces and make them look right. I'm wondering why this is up there, so let's move it back. I don't know why it went up there. I have no idea. Merge both. Now, up to that point, we just need to select the subject, blur it up, and then finish up with the rest. So, again, duplicate it, L it, Control L, brighten it up a little so that select subject will see the edges clearly. I had mentioned that if it's too dark it won't, so let me try show you what it means for it to be too dark. If it's this dark, assume it's that dark, and then we want to select subject. You see, it leaves the hair out, the hand out. It makes much more mistakes. Let me switch off this one. You see the mistakes it makes? All these ones, all these mistakes, all these ones, because it cannot see the edges clearly. Now let's do the opposite. Delete it, make another copy. This time we do what we had done, just make it brighter for the sake of it to see, and then we do select subject. You see whether it has any improvement to it. Maybe I've been having it in my head that I was wrong. Yes, I was wrong to some good degree, but doesn't harm anything. So let's raise this up. There are times I've tried it on a black background and it won't see the subject because I shot it too dark. I have to raise it up, that's why I shoot raw. Actually, if you have not been shooting raw, all the images I'm editing are raw images. Please shoot raw. You might think you'll download a photo for editing online, but online forums where there are free images, especially the ones you don't pay for, they're just JPEGs, and JPEGs, they have limitations. Those JPG files have limitations. They're already lossless. They've lost some quality. They already baked into the camera or in the exporting. Every effect on them is not something you can adjust much. I'm adding and minusing. If there's something you're feeling can be improved in these live sessions, or you have any other suggestions of something you could do better for you to learn better, you just type it in the comment box or pick the number from the video title. WhatsApp me, say, I think you could add. You can make the camera the whole time on so that the whole time we see you talking to us. Or you could make more lights or get free music and play it for us or something like that.
City whispers in the night where the restless hearts come.
Nice. Now that's done. Next, you switch off that layer. We don't have a floor, so we don't have to separate both. So we just smoothen it. On this layer, we just smoothen it. Ryan Umo. 1 expansion, 1 unit. No, sorry. Let's take a screenshot on top. I'm gonna switch off everything first because it will first merge everything before it continues with our process. So let's do this again. 1. We're done, so we can put back on our layers. We can also borrow the background we used earlier in this. You don't have to always create a whole new image. Yeah, we borrow the whole group, bring it here. The only thing you need to change is the mask. So we pick the mask for the background. Replace it with that here. You see, now the image looks okay. We could leave it right where it is. We could move it around, but because it's much hotter there, we ought to leave it there. Looks good the way it is, because again, we don't want the same composition over and over again. If it was a fixture on a wall, we'll not always have someone at the dead center all the times. Now I think the image is very bright, so I'm going to strain that light using levels, add contrast to it so that it's slightly darker, like that. Lower the lightness, bring back the contrast like that, then light the face.
Underneath the silver skyline where the street lights hum. City whispers in the night where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with
Now we do the skin.
lost in the neon glow. Each step
Spot healing brush tool. This one doesn't require us to do much. And even if we spot something in the background that needs to be taken away, we said anything that is a spot, even if it was on the bag like this, you can take it out. Not just the skin. We're retouching the photo. The photo includes everything else that we think is a spot or a distraction that should be taken away and the image will be better. We do exactly that. And we also said that when you're retouching skin, you remember that the feet and the hands are part of it. Do not retouch the face alone, like I've seen people do. Like I've seen makeup artists do, they just do the face and then there is a whole burnt scar on the hand, and you're wondering, wouldn't common sense tell you that the place that required makeup was more the hand than the face? But again, what do I know? people just go careless. You don't even check the essence. I do think every time if makeup is supposed to conceal something and enhance something, maybe the first thing you should conceal is are the marks you have on your hands or the ones you have on your feet with a good layer of foundation. Then you'll have made up yourself so that you look great all through. What's the essence of having a face that looks like heaven? And hands that look like the opposite of it. Don't have a good word for it. But again, if makeup artists were that thorough, what will be the work of the retouchers, the editors, us? You see, they leave the legs for us so that we can also get paid. It's a food chain. Everybody must eat something from it. Don't you think? Is it must eat or should eat something? Should eat something from it. So must here that is a problem. Let me see. Yeah, that part. There's a part here that requires fixing. This is because we did not do a check layer for this image. But you see, we don't always follow rigorous processes. We just need to have the rough idea of how we get to the things we get to, and then yes, now we need to retouch the skin. You just need to learn the rough idea of what does what, how to solve what problem. Because even if I discovered a problem many brush strokes after, I will still know how to deal with that. Because we are photographers, we are problem solvers. Because if you follow rigorous processes, some photos don't require every step you have done in another one. So it will just waste most of your time. But again, though you might mix them up, the processes are the same. You need less texture. Again, if you need this action, you just ask for it. I'll make it available. I never bought it, so I will not sell it to you. It was provided for free by the creators of Shazim Creations, or rather the channel presenters. If you don't want to get it from me, then you can still go type Shazim retouch actions on YouTube. You'll find a video, and below it in the description they'll provide you with a link from where to download it. It works. I've used it for years. What's the essence of using actions when you know the process? Don't you know the process, Stanley? So why are you deciding to use actions when you can just follow the process? Isn't it just making two copies of a texture and a tone or color layers? Yes, it is. Except that sometimes my mind gets tired of monotony, so I want that difference. Sometimes I use an action, sometimes I use frequency separation, sometimes I use vivid light with a copy and an inverse of it. I use very many ways, provided I keep my mind excited. Editing 12 or more images in a day can be very redundant if nothing new happens. So you don't want to get bored while working, so you find your own ways of sorting it out. I don't want to retouch this fit. There are small bits and the crop is wrong. It's cropped at the knee. So we raise that crop by changing this crop to 4:5. Like that. If you don't know why I'm changing the crop, there is a video on cropping on Tony Northrup's account. I'll plug you for everything I know and everywhere I've learned anything. We're not here to fight or compete with each other. We're just here to transmit information. Tell us what you know, what you discovered, what you found out. If you know where you learned it and maybe you're going to enjoy that too, send us there. We are creators, we support each other. Or rather, that's what we should do. Maybe some don't, but that's what we should do. The cake is too big. And even if you had the mouse, other mouse will still eat and you'll still have something for yourself, no matter how gluttonous you are. That is 95. 5803. The next image. We continue. Again, we try the settings we did for the other one. This is a little dark, so we need to raise the exposure slightly. Lower the whites. Raise the shadows. Contrast slightly. That should be a good base, but let's drop the blacks for the skin. And then press OK. We are like 5 more images to go. Copy. Now we start with the background. We make a copy and rasterize it. Even if we didn't, Photoshop will not continue until it has. So it will ask you to press OK to commit changes and then rasterize it for you, so that you can continue doing that which you're doing. Let's see whether spot healing can take this away. It does. But does it leave the dress correctly? Looking right. Good enough. So the only thing we need is to just copy a piece of the dress from elsewhere. Control J, make a copy. Move tool. Alice! I have a client, give me a second. But I'll continue editing. I'll just talk to them when I've muted my mic.
Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh the memories of days, a tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days, a tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home.
We continue. Taking a short break. There was a client at the door. Here in Kenya, we work until late in the night.
Moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories.
The last tool we used here was a clone tool to replace that part. I didn't explain, so I'll explain the other part, the part between the feet, because we're also going to use the same clone tool. So the first thing we'll do is quickly select that part using a pen tool or the pen tool, because there's no another pen tool, it's just the only one. As precisely as you can, letting it eating into her flesh, because it's the only way to be sure that once you cut it out, it looks clean. There are no like two edges. Make selection, feathering 1. Okay, now new layer, clone tool, which is tool number 9, and then select current and below, not just current layer, current and below. Click Alt, select the part of the background you want to replace it with. When you get here, align it very well with this line. So align the horizon and then begin to paint. Paint up, then paint down. And just like that, this tool has been replaced. Merge the two layers by selecting them both and pressing on your keyboard Command plus E or Control plus E on the Windows PC. The same thing will happen here. In this case, you're going to start by creating the space where you want. The lighting on this side is not the same as the lighting on the other side because of colors. So we are going first to repair the part of the floor we need here. I need it hard so that it's a clean cut. Go straight like that. Then I click again, select again, and then click through. Then remove the hardness and merge the two parts that I just made. Nice. Now I can use this part to clone to the other parts. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'll show you. Anything that crosses, don't even bother about it. We'll deal with it. So we select this, click Alt, click once, then come right in front of it, align the horizon, and then just paint. Do it again from behind, align the horizon, then paint. Just like that. Again, click, align the horizon, just paint. As you can now see, let's merge these two. As you can now see, that is also dealt with. The cable is no longer there. Such are the things you'll need to do a lot of times when something shows up in your shot and it is coming in contact with the horizon you want cleaned, or with the subject like the stool did, and you just cannot use content aware fill. That's what you do. Here you'll see a number of shadows. This is shadow from one light, shadow from another light, because I shoot with them while they are hard, with less or no diffusion at all. But now I'm using only the interior diffusion. I've removed the forward because I want the hard edge to the light. I just like it. The times I shoot with both diffusions so that it's soft. But you know, as a photographer, after shooting for long, spot healing to take away the distractions, as I continue explaining. As a photographer, you get tired to see similar works. Like you are on your 70th client and all your photos look the same. Same lighting, same gels, same mix-up, one hair light. It's too repetitive. You begin to desire something new, and that is the time where you take away one light, reduce one, change the color of one, dim them down, shoot it dark, all that kind of thing. Because when you mix things up, even you, the creator of the work, you get very excited about the outcome of your work, because new is always as good as rest. New feels good to the creator, to the eyes. Even the eyes like to see something new. So I'll make it dark again, just the way I needed it. That's the way it was shot. But then I'll keep that there. We'll come back to it. For now, we select subject. You won't even adjust anything, just add a check layer. Go in, check anything that you feel like this one should have been included, like this part. It's impossible for me to now do it precisely with just a paint brush, so I'll use a pen tool because it can draw nice curves. Then brush, ensure that the color is white and you're selecting the mask. Alt backspace. You'll have filled it once. Said filled. You'll have filled it. once. You won't have to do 1,000,001 brush strokes to get it right. Now this is polygonal. Click fair, straight, fair, straight, fair, include it. Same thing, brush, white, alt, backspace. There is a part here which we can heal with a spot healing brush tool so that the edge is clean. Yeah, so that it's clean, you see. Let's go. Confirm the rest. The finger. So we go to the mask, brush, white, and then paint that in. We need it hard, we said, because you need a hard edge. So we add the hardness. We need that at 100, that we paint in anything we paint once. I'll show you a trick that I've used in other photos. You want to draw a hard line, like a line that follows this. You just need a brush that is equal to the size of what you're selecting, like that. Click once, then press down shift, click again, press down shift, look for another part, click again. If it was completely straight, you just click twice, like that. Then again, click here, click here. I feel like it's slightly large. Pull it down. So let's undo for that one line. Click once. Let's try. Do one. See whether it cuts anything out. Straight. Another one. And then straight. Then we finish up that part. Then another one. Click shift. Having shift in. When you're clicking the first time, the shift is not pressed, but when you're clicking the second time, the shift is inside once. Now you have your slings, all the handles of that bag well selected. That one would have been very hard for content aware to figure out, especially while they are in front of a black background and they are black themselves. Maybe if it was black, white background, it would have helped. When you're shooting for editing, if you figure that using a white background for such a photo would make you edit quick, pick that one. The problem is, if you shot it for the other dress and all the concepts were on white, now she changed the dress. For how long can you get away with a white one and not look boring and not end up with boring images that look more or less the same? They were easy to edit, but they were also boring to look at. Sometimes you need to embrace the hard work, because from the hardness of the work is the great result, the outcome. The outcome is very compelling. I'm just adding the areas where they are not well selected.
Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise. Oh, the
Inverse,
magic we don't
Control I, so that we can also correct those other parts. Now with white,
Every corner tells a story, every face a trace.
we said the shadows should be included with the background. The subject should just be isolated from everything. That will make the blurring or the evening out of the background to be perfect.
Trains hum like lullabies,
When we use the
moonlight dances.
action for smoothening backgrounds.
Cafes filled with laughter while the world is
We'll do a tutorial someday on how to manually smoothen the background, but the more we are headed towards AI, you're not likely to go back to the manual versions, or are we? Have you even tested Evoto to see how great that app is? It does almost everything on a slider. It's 100% AI. It does so much on a slider, so much. Everything is on a slider. Even whitening teeth is on a slider. Even liquify, even making us the waist smaller, even widening the hips is on a slider. Of course, it doesn't always do a great job. Sometimes if the hands are on the waist and it's trying to make the waist smaller, it distorts the shape of the hands. It's not as precise as you can get with Photoshop. But all I'm saying, for the most part, except a few times when it can't, even the apps we'll be using will be doing the most for us. We won't be needing to do most of the things we are doing here. However, it doesn't harm to learn how to drive a manual car. Just in case one day you find yourself with a manual car and an emergency, and only you is the driver there, and you might need to know how to engage the gears. So you're not saying you are learning so that you will finally use a manual car, but you're saying just for the sake of the day when you need to maybe move a tractor out of your way so that you can pass, then we shall teach you the manual. You stick with your knowledge until you decide you don't need it. We won't be the ones deciding you don't need it. We'll teach you, then you decide when you need it, so that in case you ever do, then it will be that we did you the service. If that is something you're interested in, click like and say there on the comment, manual background smoothing, or just background smoothing. I think is better, so that I don't confuse that with downloaded background smoothing, or background smoothing, or MBS, yes. Or remember what that is. Then I'll create a video, a pre-recorded one, so that I can test that on many images of all types of backgrounds. Sorry, my computer notifications are very loud. Let me mute them. It's not like I'm sorry, it's just a kind thing to say. Everybody is supposed to have their computer notifications loud enough for them to hear what is happening, or when somebody sends a WhatsApp text, lest you miss clients' messages. So it's not something we should really apologize for. That it's just a kind thing to say. The day I'm sorry, I'll tell you when I've actually offended you, but for now, it's just business. Hue saturation, we deal with the teeth. Now that we've seen them, inverse it, then we paint it in. Good enough. Now reload the selection, then add two groups. In one group, put that selection, add a mask to it, Alt, click it. If it has a hole in between, it is for the background. Then copy it and inverse it. Control I. If it is white in between, is for the subject SB. Now we double click the subject one and extend, remove the background, remove the selection from the floor, so we can smoothen the background, the wall separately. And we begin Brian Moss background cleanup, expand by 1. It cannot take another value. If there was a 0.5, I would have taken that, but they don't allow. Yes, then we do that again. Now we remove the wall so that we can smoothen the floor. We established in another image that if we do them once, there'd be a smudge between the background and the wall, and we don't want that kind of smeary. It's ugly. Or rather, I don't prefer it. Maybe someone else doesn't have a problem with it. I feel like a good image is the one that has definition. We can tell where the floor starts and where the wall begins, and what is on a wall, what is on the floor, what is where, what belongs where, like that, things like those. Let's pick this background again because it's the same vibe. Drop it here. Delete the mask, then copy this mask, the background mask here. See, just like that, we're done. If not that, then just drop it in the background group. It will do its thing. Now that way, it will justify the presence of that color on that image. So let's move it slightly to a place. Yeah, that works. As usual, we are going to add a V6 color lookup. I have very many, but we use one consistently for a while. Then I'll show you what others do when images of that nature show up. I've been testing them. I know what one does and what another one doesn't. Kibe says it doesn't, does it? And then contrast. So we lower contrast and we lower light instead, but remove contrast because you don't want to have inconsistency on the skin like that. So you see, we just lower light. So we'll take it away from the face with a big round brush, soft this time. We in black like that. The background has an issue here because I think of something from the fabric, strings like this from the fabric. So we heal those. Image is done good. Let's soften it using the Shazam again, retouch. Action. Shazam retouch action. Right, we activate the selection so that we don't paint outside, then we just paint. this part we are losing something, so we redo because we need to see that line. Do the part above. Then you do the hands, the back. Then the face, which requires an opacity that is less, so we use a lesser flow so that brush strokes don't just dissipate the whole effect on the skin in the face, because the face is looking smooth, looks good. We take away that texture by just reducing it from inside here. Looks too strong. This is opacity until now it looks good. Yes. Now we can put on what we had put off. You see, looks very nice. Again, branding. You drag it and place it. You export that one. Done. On to the next one. 5873. This one also will not respond to the same adjustments we did in camera raw because everything else is different here. Let me show you. You see? Because the yellow does not respond the same way that black would or blue would. So we reset everything. Reset to open, or rather reset to default, whichever. And then we just saturate it slightly. We'll go and desaturate the yellows at some point down here in the color mixer. We'll go to saturation and desaturate yellows and oranges. We lower highlights because of the short and the sign at the front of the t-shirt. Then we lower highlight, we lower the magentas because the skin is very magenta, so we drop it slightly. We go to calibration, adjust a few things until they look right. Just want skin to look like skin and background to look like background. Yeah, there. Open a subject. This is in Pro Photo RGB. Content aware fill. Now we are dealing with the background. We made a copy, rasterized it. Now content aware fill. I'm forgetting to say some things. We've done them way too many times. I'm taking my Coppola Maji in case you're feeling sounds of water and stuff. It's just a glass of water. Just because it's good for health. You see, this one image is almost done. Now we go for skin. I'm using the spot heating brush tool to take away the black spots from the skin, the scars, from the healed pimples or wounds. You just click them away. Just click them away. Click, and it's gone. This is some rust, I think, that was introduced on the shot from the hanging line, but still you can click away anything, so even that, you click it away. You see, done and dusted. Now we do the background. Let's see what would make the background clean yellow. So let's pick a color like magenta, solid color. Cyan. Then go through the blend modes. Yeah, saturation makes it very yellow. Look for something that will make the yellow stand out. Furaha moyo liyotoweka, sitafute pengine, ke Yesu taipata. Very nice. Yellow on multiply looks super gorgeous. Now we do select subject. Okay, Yesu taipata, ndipo hayo mema. Solid color check layer. Yatakujilia. Now we begin to add, paint in the parts of the image that quick select could not do from the mask using a white brush. Atarejesha yote adui aliyochukua, ndipo hayo mema yatakujilia. Tarejesha amani ya moyo na furaha iliyopotea. Furaha ya moyo going to cost me. So just as early as now, let me sort it. Usitafute pengine, kwake Yesu utaipata raha ya kweli iliyotoweka. Usitafute pengine. Do the other leg of the stool. I don't know whether they are called legs, but what else would they be? They're doing what legs should do. It doesn't matter what they are called. Ours is to edit them, not to know their names. We are not Adam. Our business is not to name them. Again, brush, white, alt, backspace. Just one time things and you're done. I don't know what is happening here, so I'll switch it off, see, and then understand, and then continue. Ndipo hayo mema yatakujilia, tarejesha yote adui aliyochukua. Ndipo hayo mema yatakujilia, tarejesha na furaha iliyopotea. Strange, when I'm editing, I don't even remember lyrics to songs I already know. It's taking like all the brain. I'm doing the same trick I said. You click once, it is a straight line, then press shift in and then click again. Then you fill in the space. Again, click and then click down slightly, click, then click. Just ensure that you don't your line, your painting doesn't go beyond the bar you are trying to include. Yes. Ikirilia ide muhehoro wa murata wa golire. Right, this part that can be selected by quick select, I think. So let's try it. Then you minus the face. Almost, kinda. Kinda. So let's do it ourselves. You click once, then again, then bend it. This is pen tool. Click through, click again, bend it slightly. Now paint. Again, these parts, I believe I can paint them. Not going to do something drastic, we're just trying to make the yellower. Now this part, we need a curve this way. Click here, pull it. See, if it's this, you just pull it out like that. Then click Alt, stop it, then redirect it. Click it, redirect it. There is a problem with that foot somewhere. We'll deal with it. I think it's part of the scars on her body. Then straight line. Then on the mask we paint it with Alt backspace. na furaha iliyopotea. Reload the selection, turn it off. What did I do? Here, instead of painting on the mask, I painted on the photo. Oh my goodness. Not worry, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. So you just copy this mask up. Aliyechukua ndipo hayo mema takujilia. You're having to redo them. Sorry guys, don't know how I made that mistake, but I said earlier at any one point when you realize you made a mistake or something you missed out, you should be able to correct it. So you do that selection. The very first step is to add that to this mask. Backspace. The next thing is to ensure that the texture of that area looks the same as the rest. So we also add an empty layer and clone part of that background and paint it in. Click, then paint. Now it looks like it should. These small parts, I have no option but to paint them in. Add it to the mask as well.
Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless
Clone further some other parts and add on to the areas where there are inconsistencies.
each step a gentle promise. Oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful
Then we add it to the mask.
symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat.
One part remaining.
Never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes filled with laughter while
First add to the mask,
disappears.
then we'll go back to the clone layer and we
Glitter soft
sample the texture and paint it in.
memories of days. A tapestry of lives in
I always start with the edges and then fill in the middle. That's how you do art. You start with the frame first,
in your warm embrace.
then top up everything else.
Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In
Very
this
nice.
peaceful symphony,
Now let's look for something to add to that background.
to roam,
I don't know what it should be though.
as our
Let's test something.
never far.
We don't know what it will be, so let's test it. Just might turn out right. Yes, it does. So we put it in a group, copy the mask. Right. Reduce its opacity slightly.
Trains hum lullabies as the
Lower it.
moonlight dances near.
Blight.
Cafes spill their laughter while the
Filter blur, Gaussian blur. About 6.2. That we already established. Then we cut the the lower area from that whole thing. We are leaving that line there so that it acts like the horizon, like that. Need more blur so that we can seemingly push the wall far away from her, like that. Because if something is blur in the world of photography, it means it's far away from what is in focus. Right, then we put a light just for the sake of it. Then mount it somewhere in between here, smaller maybe. Then change its blend mode to either or. I think that does it. Let's use screen. Yes. Then we need another group for the subject. So we just copy this, invert it, Control I. Now, if you click Alt and click it, you'll see it selects the subject alone. Now, on that, we add our popular V6 color lookup tables. V6. See? It's done. Everything is overly bright. I don't know why. So let's add a color hue saturation here. See what can be done. Maybe make some things dark or desaturated so that they looks like too much is too yellow, a lot is too saturated. I like this. This is better. I think the yellow is the problem. I'll stop shooting with it for a while till I master the best way to use it, or keep using it until I stop stumbling around it or stumbling with it. It looks good to me. Need to retouch this face a little, then we call it a day. So Shazam again, so that we are a little fast. For them who don't understand that song, don't worry. When they create an English version, we'll sing it too. But the beauty, the vibe of that song is equal to that of Goodness of God. If you cannot understand that one, listen to Goodness of God, you'll get the same vibe. It's just a song that praises God in worship. I love singing, so if I sing while teaching, forgive me, or rather get used to it, because it will happen a lot. Now that forehead looks clean. It had a few issues that deserved, let's do 20. Then we pass by some parts that require a little of it, not much though. Just a touch. If I pass by a place twice, that means it will be 40% opacity. If I do it once, it means it will be 20 only. If I do it thrice, it means it will be 60% opacity. Yes. That's the essence of changing flow. Because if you pick a figure, then every time you do more than one stroke, that is a deeper paint. there are two parts I need to include in the background mask. Three, you need a very small brush. Paint those parts in. Then I'll use that mask, copy it to the layer above and invert it. Still doesn't seem to solve the problem. I don't know why. So let's figure out. Let's copy that again to the layer above. Yeah, that's the cause. I had not copied the mask across the board enough. Again, we'll lower the light. Add some contrast. Then there's something I don't like about the hue saturation we added on the background, this layer. Let's keep trying, see what else I like.
Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow.
I think I'll settle for that. I don't like it much, but what shall we do? Branding.
Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells us
Maybe if I look at it tomorrow, I like it. The times I've done edits I was unhappy with, but I saw them a few years later and I was so impressed. We type it in black so that it's visible, or in white. Raise it up. Looks too spread, so let's reduce its size slightly. We're not writing a heading. It's not a composition. Yes. Two more to go. 58, 81. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks nice. Same settings like the ones we treated the previous image with. We'll start with the V6 where I see the general look. It looks fine. Now we'll grade it with neutrals. Select color neutral, selective color neutral. I've said select color many times. Why did I make that mistake? I want the red to stop burning, so
Underneath the silver skyline where the street lights hum.
now I have good skin, but I do not have a good t-shirt, if you have noticed. So I'm going to do the t-shirt, go back to the layer, selective color, select color range, and then sample the blacks. Add all of them. Once I have enough of it, just add a color lookup to it, right on top of everything. Yeah, now that makes the t-shirt good. Those are color lookups from Milots. Milot Shots gave them once on YouTube for free. So again, you can go watch his channel. Somewhere along one of the very many videos, you'll find a set of color lookups they gave. Then use them, or talk to me and give them to you. If I didn't buy anything, I'm not going to sell it. Now I'm retouching the skin, taking away the spots. This one will not require the smoothing of the skin. You just remove the spots and leave it at that. A lot of problems are solved by just removing the spots. You don't have to go all the way. But if you send the owner and she complains, you certainly come back and do smoothing. But to my taste, this is good enough. One thing requires coloring though, these white patches. So I'll go to selective color, pick white, strain the whites, and then color them. You move sliders around, they will just color your highlights to a color that is near the skin. Strain it further. Now that solves it. Inverse, then paint only the highlights using a brush that is black. Need 100 of it so that you don't paint anywhere twice. Just be careful not to pass by the teeth or the eyes. You make them much yellower. You don't believe me? Let me show you. You see? Yes. That's what you don't want to do. But this you want to do. That. Because white highlights are ugly, or rather they stand out so much on top of a skin that is orange or red. There is a time and place for it, especially in black and white images, or in a place like here on the lips. There you don't need to color anything, you just leave it the way it is. It creates a beautiful highlight. Now we do the eyes, use saturation. The hand, click the yellow inside the teeth, raise it up. Now that you have mastered mostly it's the yellow, you don't even need the hand, you just go there and lighten the yellows and you're good. Then you can paint it in with a white brush. Tooth after tooth. Do not do all of them together. perfect. The teeth are done. The background is done. The yellow looks like too much, so we'll pick another selective layer, take away the yellow from the yellow channel, like that. Add some magentas to it, and then go to reds channel, add magenta, and try to, yeah, that looks okay. Then we go look for something for the background. This time round I want a PNG, a flower maybe, or something like that, or a shadow of a flower. I have an idea, I understand what I'm talking about. If I can find a palm tree, that would be awesome. I mean, either something like this, like that, or something like this. And I have a feeling we are going to use this, or both. One in the background, the other one in the foreground. Actually, we are going to use both. Reduce its opacity a lot. Blur it up, not be the background and be very sharp, like that. Then blur the foreground slightly to 3 or 6. Let's try 6.2, the one we did earlier. Like that. And while on it, we add a hue, Control U, so that it's much greener. Make it much greener and slightly much brighter. Yeah, I'm happy with what we have. She will love that one. Just like that. So you add the branding, make it black, export it. Last image. I told you are going to do 12. The last one, 87. This is 81. 58, 81. Who is it that 58, 81 looks like 58, 87? Oh, they just look alike, but they're not alike. They're not the same. Same treatment. They're going to carry forward everything else. Call it a day. So that you also learn how to transfer files from one place to another. Now we put everything else in a group, so that we copy the whole group put it on the tab and then drop it in the center. Then we just adjust the masks and we're good. Now let's move this to the left slightly. Done. Switch it off. Copy it. Rasterize it. Select the part you want to fill with content aware. Like that. Then put it on. Now select subject and this one. Done. Then we are going to load that mask in an area where we need masks, like this one. This looks good. Very. You don't even need that much. So let's see what else is doing what. Yeah, that mask is required here so that that flower stops passing on the half-face. Just like that. We're done. There should be something that colors these highlights. These ones, so that they are colored to yellow. Let's see what this does. It's this one, I think. Correct. So we inverse that mask and paint it on those areas. Because white highlights on top of the skin look bad. And I know why they are strong, because I used a hard light. I like the perceptive sharpness that one sees in a photo that has been shot with a hard light. Retouch. Let's make a copy. Spot healing brush tool. We click away everything. You see, some parts I'm using patch tool, some parts spot healing brush tool, because there's time and place for everything. If you try something somewhere it doesn't work, try the other. It might just work. If it doesn't, you try another. ultimately something will work. However, don't use what you don't know how to use. Only attempt what you know how it works. That way when it works, you know it did. The screen is even this one doesn't require retouch. I don't see any serious inconsistencies, but it will require liquify. So I'll make a copy and go to liquify and perfect those thighs. Nice. Spot. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are done editing 12 images. Did that in a record 5 hours. Let's call it 4. So this live is about how long? This live is 3 hours. The other one was about an hour, so let's call it 4 hours. So we'll do before and afters. So this is before. This is before, after, another one, before, after, another one, before, after, another one, before, after, another one, before, after. Also need you to remember that the before here is after camera roll. The one in the Explorer is a little more washed out in color than this, but still this will give you an idea of what it's like. Before, after, let's zoom it in. Before, after, another one, before, after, another one. This looks bright. Before, after, let's make it a little dark. Yeah, something like that. Almost burning people's eyes. Let's export it again. export that too.
Every corner tells a story, every face a trace.
Then
In this peaceful
there's no other. So we'll go through what we have shot, we have edited.
as our heartbeat, we're never far from home.
This, that, that, that,
Trains
that,
hum like
that,
lullabies as the
that,
moonlight dances
that,
near.
that. You
Cafes
see,
fill their
like that. And now I have noticed that the color of the two dresses does not look like this. So we're going to adjust this to look like the rest of the dresses, and then we call it a night.
mystery of lives entwined in harmony.
So we select the dress
Oh, city
using quick select tool. We will paint the rest of the part alone. Levels,
tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony,
yeah, that's the color I think.
find a place
Let's confirm
with the city
whether it is. Yes, it is.
we're never far.
Yeah, that's the color. Then some blue into it, like that. Yeah, done.
The silver skyline where the street lights hum. City whispers
Let's see whether it's necessary to paint.
the restless heart.
It is, but you could also leave it the way it is.
Concrete rivers flow with dreams lost in the
Let's paint it
glow.
with
Each step
less flow, small brush.
oh the magic
Paint it
we
once,
don't know. Oh city
just so that it nears
cradle me in your
the rest of the dress.
every corner tells a story.
Did you wait on this tip?
Trace in this peaceful
Yellow, raise it up.
find a place to roam with the
Let's
city
do the teeth.
as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances.
You realize what I'm trying to say is consistency in all your edits is very necessary. If you don't want to answer your clients the question of mbona hii kai hii, kwa nini usifanye hii ikae hii, you know, mbona usifanye ile ikae ile, siurudishe hii ikae hii, siongeze ile ikae hivyo, and that way you'll have too much back and forth. You might never finish your edits or your work. That said, I'm happy that you hung around with me for all this while. Have a good night. I'm going to do another live in the next 10 minutes. I won't be talking it through, but I have a few other photos to edit before I sleep because I have deliveries to make. I'll still make it live when I'm editing. If you like to stick around and watch it, just feel you're most welcome. With that, give me a subscribe, hit the like if you like the video. Have a good night. Wherever you are, if it's not night, have a good night when it's night later that day. Thank you.